Hey guys, it's T-Dubs Games, back again with a little bit of a different video. Just an update on the Victoria 2 series. Episode 16 is on hold right now. My PC actually completely shut down, crashed during the last recording, at the very end actually of episode 16. So I have the files, the audio and the video files, but the audio files are corrupted, I believe. I'm put a message on the Audacity forums, if any of you guys know. When I try, the file's fine, the wavelengths or everything are fine, but when I go to put effects on it like treble boost, bass boost, it just completely crashes Audacity, and then trying to save the project or export it like I need to do to put it into Vegas, it does not save. Nothing happens. So I have no idea what's happening there. If I have to, I'll do a live commentary over the video, just kind of breaking down. It probably won't be as good or as detailed as what's happening like while I'm playing, but that's on hiatus right now. I'm gonna check back sometime tomorrow just to see if anyone's giving me any solutions, anything like that. So hopefully it gets fixed. If not, just look for that episode tomorrow. But in this episode we'll be playing PC Building Simulator. I picked this up on the summer sale. It's an alright game. It is what it says it is. So there's a career mode, but today we'll be doing free build because I actually just purchased a new PC, or parts I should say. So I'm going to build that on camera. Just kind of give a rundown of what I'm putting in there. Not every part is on here, but most of them are. So I'll just give you a breakdown of what I did, my real parts. And with that we can begin with the case. So for the cases I picked a Fractal Design Meshify C. I don't know why I put the rest of that in there. It already pulled up. And I got the white variant. I thought the white variant looked really badass with the tempered glass on the side. So this is the case for our new PC. I'm going to remove the side panel here. There are a lot of parts on this case that are removable. Obviously. I'm going to flip around to the back side and remove this as well. Just to check out the cable management. There is a dust filter on the bottom as well that'll pull out, and the front dust filter can be removed too. So this has enough support. If you take out this panel here and you remove the drive bay, if I can get the cursor over it, it's kind of finicky. Where is it? I just had it. There we go. You can remove the drive bay and actually put in a 36 or 360 millimeter radiator fan, which I'll probably look to do, but I'll explain more about that later. Because I have some plans for a new CPU, but not with the build I just purchased. So with that, we can go ahead and get the motherboard in. The motherboard, I went for the Asus X470 Prime Pro. Install that, put the standoff screws in. This game's a lot like House Flipper, is that what it's called? Where you have to click a lot. Very click-tastic game. Put those in, drop the motherboard in there, and screw in the mounting screws. This cable's got a lot of good reviews, a lot of good cable management. I really like the front dust filter. I didn't really break it down, but when I put it back on there, I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's pretty badass. Let's go ahead and install the CPU. For the CPU, I went with the Ryzen 5 2600. I was going to buy the Ryzen 7 2700X, but I decided not to since the Ryzen 3 chips are going to be coming out pretty soon. Probably mid 2019, I believe. And I just figured I'd pick one of those up. It's a lot cheaper, or not cheaper, but a lot less cost extensive to replace a CPU than a GPU, I believe, especially coming from what I have now. Right now my current system is an i5 6500 and a GTX 1050 Ti with some pretty shitty RAM. So the only thing that's good in this case is the PSU, the power supply, and that's because I recently upgraded that to what's going to be in this build. And I do have some pretty solid SSDs, but the motherboard is garbage. The motherboard is absolutely garbage. I built that when I was in college. 2 or 3 years ago, I think 2 years ago around this time. So actually 3 years ago. It was around Christmas of 2016, I believe. So, well, I guess that would be 2 years. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but it'll do what I need it to do. So with the CPU installed, the Ryzen manufacturer, that's what I'm trying to say, manufacturer CPU cooler isn't in this game for some reason. The Wraith Spire, I think it's Wraith Spire cooler comes with the 2600. I think the Prism comes with the 2700X. Isn't in this game. So I will go ahead and install the radiator I'm gonna get, but I probably won't pick that up until later. Just because I don't plan on overclocking this CPU. I'm going to install the case fan, and if I'm going to get one, I think I'm going to get the Fractal Design 36 S36. Is that not case fans? CPU cooling. It's not the best, doesn't have the best reviews, but my case is Fractal Design. So that's kind of cool, and it also has white fans. I don't like how the fans are on the inside, but I also don't know that much about this cooler or radiators, so this might be how it comes. I'm pretty well researched on everything else, not to like brag, but radiators are not something that there's like a lot of reviews on, specifically this one. So I'd like to see the fans on the outside, but they're on the inside, they're on the inside. If it pulls the air in, hopefully. Next, this isn't the specific order you should build your computer in. Don't take this as a guide to building a computer. You definitely need to put everything on the motherboard and then insert the motherboard in. Except for the GPU, you put that on once the motherboard's in the case. But for the RAM, I went with the G-Skill Trident Z RGB, and I got the 3200 variant. Open the memory clip, open that memory clip. Slide it in the second slot. That one, open that one. Am I gonna have to get another one? Really? It's right there, luckily. Pop that one in there. Those close automatically. Not. So, what next? I'll save the GPU for last. Go ahead and insert the power supply. My power supply is not actually in this game. I do have the EVGA P2 750. Oh, I gotta slide around here and take these off the back, don't I? Install. So that's the power supply I went ahead and picked up that I've had for a little bit now, probably about 2 months. But I knew I was gonna upgrade my PC, so that's why I went ahead and bought that. Especially if I'm gonna be making more videos, I think that having a beefier CPU is definitely a good thing. I know the one I bought isn't the greatest for video rendering, but it'll definitely be an upgrade from having 4 cores 4 threads to 6 cores 12 threads. Absolutely. Go ahead and put the dust filter back on down the bottom. Let's see. Anything else? So I can go ahead and put the storage on. My SSDs aren't in here either. I have the Samsung. I have 2 Samsung Evo 860s, one 500 gig, one a terabyte, but they aren't in this game, so I'll just go ahead and get the, what I believe is an equivalent. I'm not sure about the transfer speed on those, but I'm going to pop some ADATA SSDs, and these actually installed to the back of this drive bay, on the back of the motherboard, which is pretty nifty. No, that's the wrong one. Where's the terabyte? There. You can actually slot these through. I'd probably do them around the bottom here, because I think the SATA ports are down here. Maybe not. I thought they were down here. Maybe there's. We'll find them when we put in the cables. I think these are them right there, but I'm not sure. So next is the graphics card, and this is where I really splurged. I picked up the Vega 64, but it's the Power Color liquid version, which probably is a little much, but I just figured it was one of the beefier ones. The power consumption's pretty high on it, The heat's not as bad as the stock model, which we'll be putting in here, which has a blower fan on it, really loud. You'll probably hear that in a minute. I think I have the effects turned way down though for the video, but the blower fan on this is ridiculously loud. So I went in and got the liquid cooled. I know that I probably should have waited to pick up a graphics card too when the CPU's dropped, but I think this is badass enough right now. So I'll probably get another one of these. Not another one of these specifically, but another graphics card in about 2 years. I think that's a good time to upgrade your PC every 2 to 3 years. Maybe not so much now though. I feel like technology's kind of not really plateauing, but it's definitely decreasing in like the amount of advancement that they can hit, I guess, or the rate of advancement, I guess. There's the front. You can kind of see the cool design on the front. There's different like peaks and stuff. And I like the mesh front. A lot of the cases that I was going to buy had a solid front with grills on the sides, and I really like that for airflow. I think this case has better airflow. Reviews I've seen say it does, so hopefully those reviews are not wrong. Then I'll go ahead and install the cables. Connect the case fans to the case fan headers. Is that the motherboard connection? What? Oh, that's from the fan. Okay. And connect the graphics card to the power supply unit. This does have 2 power supplies. Or it does have 2 power supply cables. Connect the SSD to the power. This is the SATA cable. And yeah, the SATA cables are right down here where I thought they were. I'm also doing this just to kind of figure out how to build my own PC when it comes to it. Motherboard to the power. Just so I know where everything is. Let's go ahead and pop the side panels back on. Screw those bad boys in. And I could start up the PC, kind of show you guys like more about this game. But if you guys want to see a video on it, just let me know. You can put in a USB drive, boot OS up, and run a lot of programs on here. But I'm not real familiar with the overclocking on this, and I did a test run earlier, and the RAM wasn't overclocked to its max frequency. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll have to look that up later. But this is the PC we'll be going with, guys. This is our new build. I could power it up just to show you guys what it looks like on the inside. I guess you have to connect all these different things. I guess I could have just hooked up the power, but powered on. And there we are. Not a terribly lot amount of. What am I trying to say? Not a lot of RGB lighting in the inside here. I think if you get the radiator, it actually ships with 2 RGB strips. But the case I have now does have 2 fans, 2 blue fans in it, and then I installed 2 more at the top. But the motherboard is so crap, it only has 1 fan header, case fan header, that is. So these just, there's no control of them, they rotate, they're really loud, they rumble, so I have them unplugged. This is the new PC, you guys. So there will be a radiator on the GPU, and depending, it's up here. It's like right around here. So I don't know, I doubt it'll stretch to the front. I'll probably have to put it at the top. But this is pretty tight here. So hopefully I can fit the fans on the front of the case. But this is it. This is what my new PC should almost look like. I would videotape putting it together and everything, but I don't have a solid camera. And honestly, I kind of want to do a face reveal at some point. That's one of my big things. Get famous enough to where people actually want to see my face, and it matters. So it's kind of like a little narcissistic thing about me, but I think that's kind of cool. So maybe I'll get to that level one day. But here we are, guys. Already said that 4 times now. But this should be what the PC does look like. So with that, this is not accurate pricing either. Like the GPU I picked up was only $499. And the Fractal Design C36 is only $100. SSDs are definitely not that expensive. The GP or the RAM is only $150 for 2 sticks of 8 gig. Power supply is probably right. That was only $160. The Ryzen 5. Motherboard's probably right. I picked the motherboard, CPU, and RAM up, and a combo for like $400 and something, $415, $450, something like that, on Newegg. So there was a combo, and they also ship you 3 free games, or I think 1 free game, and then the GPU got me 3 free games. But I'm definitely not interested in those. It's like Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, I think, and The Division 2, which might be pretty badass. But the Division 2 is in the 3-pack, and then the Division 2 comes with the combo. So I'll probably keep the Division and sell the other 3, if that's something I can even do. But, if you're interested, let me know. But with that, guys, I'll go ahead and call this video to a close. This will be our new PC, and look for episode 16 of Victoria 2 tomorrow. Thanks for watching.